What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Ramblin' Garage. Today we're doing a cool video in our 5th gen Ram 1500. As some of you guys know already, I have a 2020 Ram 1500. It's a big horn. It comes with, it has like I'd say the medium sized screen. I think it's like a 10-inch screen. I'll correct myself if I'm wrong, but they have the bigger screen that goes down even further, and then they some of the lower trims even have a smaller screen. So for my car and some of the lower trims, or my truck, we have this. This is offered. This is from Linkswell. They reached out to me and asked if I wanted to take a look at this. You can see it's from Linkswell. It is a factory fit and finish 12.1 inch Android powered screen. So it is kind of like a tablet in that it runs Android, but it is also configured to work with your HVAC controls and all of that, because it does replace those. So we look on the side here, you can see it is a 12.1 inch HD IPS Android tablet. IPS is nice. It shouldn't have any visual issues from side to side, whether you're the driver or the passenger. It should look pretty good from wide viewing angles. Looks like it has a pretty decent processor option. It runs Android 9.0, Sirius XM radio ready HDMI output, so you can output to other devices if you have I would say video screens in your headrest or anything like that in the back for other people to watch. You can do that. Has some pre-outs for RCA, AM, FM radio, obviously USB and video playback. Apple and Android phone links, so you have your Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which is cool. Bluetooth, obviously, it is Wi-Fi capable, which is cool. Like I said, it's an Android tablet basically. So if you have Wi-Fi in your vehicle or you have a hotspot on your phone, you can connect it to your Wi-Fi. You can access the Play Store, as it says here. You can access Chrome. You can download applications like Netflix, all sorts of stuff like that. The harnesses included are supposed to be factory matched, so we're going to take a look at that here shortly. If you can see here, I'll put a picture up on the screen, but it does just kind of match your bezels in your truck, and it should look pretty factory. So what else? Had a couple other things on here. Factory camera retention for the reverse camera, so that's good. 3 camera inputs, so you could do front, rear, and right if you wanted to for off-roading type stuff. I do believe that you have to set up a new microphone that comes with it in the truck, so it won't utilize your factory mic, so that's just something to be aware of. Yeah, that's it. Let's open this guy up. I'm curious to see what it looks like. I did cut the tape already. Little Android guys there. Got some paperwork here. It looks like we have our warranty card. So it must be registered within 30 days of purchase, and you must have a copy of the receipt. So product warranty, don't forget to register for your warranty. Has a little bit of manual here, so you can, it's got a user manual built into it, so you can review the user manual instead of them printing out a bunch of pieces of paper. So once you have it installed, the user manual is already there. That's pretty cool. I got a box right here. I'm guessing this is all of our wiring. Yes, it is. So we have numerous different harnesses that we're going to be needing to use for this. So those are all right here, and then we do have a little cloth to keep your screen clean, so that's kind of nice. That all comes in a nice box there, fits well in this box. And then we have our screen here. Take that out carefully. It's very nicely packaged in some styrofoam here. We'll remove it. We'll take a look. So here it is. Let's open it up and see what the fit and finish looks like. And then once we're done with that, we're going to put it in the truck. So here it is. It notes that we may need to cut some holes on the back side of the stereo to remove the factory stereo. So we'll look into that when we get there. I just want to see what the finish is on this thing. It's got a very nice looking gloss finish, and it also has a screen protector in addition to the blue wrap on the screen. I'm not going to remove this completely until we have this installed, but you can see right here it kind of goes around the factory trim and bezels and everything. And this does go over your HVAC controls and like your heated seat controls, so those will all be available in the user interface here. So enough of that, let's go remove the factory stereo. I believe doing that is very easy, and we're gonna go toss this guy in there, and then let's play it a little bit. I'm excited to use it. All right, guys, so we're gonna get started installing here. To remove the dash is pretty easy. There's 2 screws up here, up top, and they're just Phillips heads, I believe. So we got a drill on a low setting, so we're not gonna rip those out, but we'll take that out, and then we're just gonna grab it and pull it forward. There's some clips down the side here, and then clips down the side there, so let's pull these out. Okay, don't lose your screws. I do have a towel down here. You can't really see it, but put a towel down so you don't damage your stereo there. And we're just gonna grab it. There you go. There it goes. This man handling that pretty good. I didn't break a single clip, so you never know. But got a whole bunch of connectors back here. One that looks like it disconnected itself, I think. Oh, yep, there it is. So I'm gonna bring you guys around and show you everything, and then we'll have an idea of where things got to go back in. So all sorts of plugs on plugs on plugs. So they look like they're all pretty much color coordinated. The plugs are when you pull them. So like that yellow one there goes into the yellow spot there up in the top right. So I'm gonna remove all these plugs, and we're gonna go to the back of the truck, and we'll show what we got to do to switch these out. So we got them all out, and things definitely look a little different in here. So we're gonna go over to the trash can over there, my little workbench, and we're gonna swap everything over. All right, so to get this to fit properly, we got to take out our HVAC module. That's all going to be controlled through the new head unit. So we got some small little Torx Starbit type things. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them, and then we have some more for the head unit itself, or the screen. We've just got, again, some more Phillips. So I got the Phillips in here right now. Pop those out. It's all plastic, so take our time. Out. Don't lose our screws. There's our factory screen. Look how nasty that got. See all that? Gross. Oh, I see. Take the whole surround out. So we're gonna continue up here, get these guys come out. So just to clarify, we got all the ones down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And once we do that, this whole surround, I believe, should come off. There we go. So that's where our new unit is going to go, in that guy. Put all that aside. We'll go get it and fill the hole. All right, so one thing I was initially confused about is this picture here. It shows that you have to cut a couple of posts here. We have the 8.4 inch screen, so we're going to cut posts 3 and 4, which look to be, where are those ones? It looks to be these guys here. So 3 and 4 is going to allow it to fit in there. So let's just, for the heck of it, since we have it, let's see where it makes contact in here when we try to put it in there. Or does it make contact? I don't think we need to cut 3 and 4. I think we're okay on this to continue. It does look like it's maybe a slightly different version in the pictures here, so I'm going to try and install without cutting 3 and 4 and see if it lets us do it. So, same locations for all our holes here. I'm just going to put screws in them all, and we'll flip it over. Take our time with this so we're not stripping out the plastic. Alright, I want to flip it over and see if that lines up. Looks like it does. That looks really nice, actually. Look how well that fits the lines. Look at that. That looks good. I like that. Sweet. Alright, put the rest of these in, and time to put it in the truck. So post removal for me was not necessary, but be careful putting yours in and just do what's right for your setup. So, all right, we got a bunch of adapters to make this work in the truck. You can see all our plugs down here, so I'm gonna go plug those in and go from there and check out this thing in action. For what it's worth, this does not go back in, so that'll stay with your old unit. Alright guys, so as you saw earlier, we have all sorts of plugs to put in this thing. I don't know that all of them are necessarily required for each configuration, but we're going to find out. Oh, I had no idea you can add GPS with this thing. That's cool as heck. My truck doesn't have GPS. That's awesome. I have to figure out where I want to put that. So these are audio outputs, Wi-Fi, all sorts of stuff here. So this is actually a Wi-Fi antenna, it looks like. Tuck that away in there somewhere. That's pretty cool. It is Android, so it needs Wi-Fi. External antenna is pretty cool. Okay, so my favorite thing about this is that it is quite literally plug and play. Like, you have all these guys that are just gonna plug right in, they're gonna adapt, and then they're gonna plug into your factory harness. So it shows you have 2 climate, so you have it's labeled really well. All right, so we got a bit of a rat's nest. We got everything connected here. I had set these aside and completely forgot about them, so I couldn't get it to start up. You need these both, it sounds like, to get this to work. So we had these guys here. You have to connect the audio output to one of these without factory amp audio input or with factory amp audio input. So we don't have the Alpine system in here, so I think we are without. Have our GPS, which we're gonna, or not our GPS, our Wi-Fi here. We're gonna have to tuck that in somewhere, and the main power harness here. What else are we missing? We got USB plugs here, and then plugs into the bottom. We got antenna, which should be that guy there. And oh, don't forget your hazards down there. I think that is most of it. I probably missed one because there's a few plugs here. Oh, you also get your climate control plug here, and don't forget to hit your bottom 2 plugs for like the traction control and stuff like that. Those stay down here. So I'm going to tuck this all away. I'm going to get it back in there, and then let's play with this thing. All right, so I got it in. Push the power, does a little startup screen. We'll show you here. Shows a RAM there, which is pretty cool. I'm waiting to do the final. I want to do that with you guys. It's like the best part. Got Linkswell. And before I really show you guys through this, I am going to play with it a little bit, but always obey traffic laws, except we got our home screen here. We can go to radio. So I'm going to play with this a little bit. I'm going to come back to you guys and show you it a little bit, but let's do the best part. So satisfying. I'm going to keep the little screen protector on there because it looks pretty clear. I like it like that. So I got some setup to do, and yeah, looks good. It's a good looking screen. I'll just give you guys initial thoughts on fit and finish. Look at that. Like it fits like it's factory. That's so cool to see it actually fit so well. Take a step back. It looks pretty, it comes out a little bit, but it looks pretty factory. So that's neat. I like it. All right, I'll be back with you guys in a little bit once I play with it a little bit. All right, guys, so I've gotten to play with this thing for quite a while. I drove around with it today, just kind of got used to it, and I have to say I like it. There are some little oddities that I'll explain to you guys, but there's some pretty cool features as well. So let's just turn the thing on, and I'll show you guys kind of what I discovered and what I found out. Hopefully that glare on the screen once we turn it on kind of goes away. I waited till the afternoon to film this so that we could see it a little better. I want to make sure we're not taking away from like the clarity of the screen, because it is pretty nice. Okay, so that's a little glary still. Let's see if I can move this to a better spot so we don't get that glare. All right, so I'm hoping that improves the glare. The screen quality on this thing is very, very nice. The UI is a little confusing at first until you get used to it. But let me show you kind of what I found. The startup on this thing is pretty quick. It does a little loading screen, and it does like the Linkswell icon and everything. But okay, my Bluetooth on my phone has been being weird, so the Android Auto hasn't been connecting. It's just not connecting on my phone side. I don't know why, so I don't think it's the actual head unit's fault. But just going in here, everything, like, it works pretty nice. You have your radio here.
.com/dance.
I'll turn down. You can save all sorts of presets. It looks like you can save up to 12 here, and this is pretty nice too. You can just kind of touch and get close to where you want to be, which is pretty neat. I think these are presets. You have more presets up here. So presets galore. You can set your favorites down here, set them up here. As many presets as you want. So that's pretty neat. This, I do not believe, has HD radio, but it does have AM, FM. Not really sure how you get to FM, and I don't listen to FM anyway, so I don't know that I really care. But you can just do your standard kind of seek thing down here, which is cool. So there's, AM. How about that? It's right there. You just got to look for it. And then you can actually put in your station. That's kind of cool. You can type in your station instead of trying to sort it. It might be quicker to sort it, but at least the option is there. Other things that I noticed were I don't use the navigation because I have the phone link, which is the Android Auto. So why don't we try and get that connected first, and that's going to kick my video off. So I'll get that connected real quick, and then I'll start the video up again. All right, Android Auto. I think this is pretty neat. You get your music, your weather, and your map. The map is like the same size as the 8.4 unit that was in here before, which is pretty cool. In previous videos I'd had my address on here. I blur it out, but I want you guys to see how big the map is and how much of it you can use there. I like that quite a bit. The details are nice. This is just like, it doesn't look super high res, and I think that's just Android Auto not presenting a high res image, but it's pretty nice to have all of this in one spot. I think we can get to our other apps in Android Auto over here. Oh, that's actually mirroring my phone, it looks like, because that's my background. So it's mirroring my Android Auto apps that I currently have. All right, I gave you a new angle because I think I can cut down on the blur here and you guys get a better idea of what the screen looks like. But
You can see what the Android Auto looks like here. It works pretty well. Everything is just front and center, so that's pretty neat. Yeah, I think it looks good. This is a big part of what I like about this is that it's wireless Android Auto, wireless Apple CarPlay, and it's all just right there. So that's that. I'm going to log in. I haven't done it yet. I'm going to log into my Wi-Fi here, and I can show you guys some kind of cool stuff that you can actually do in here. But before we do that, I want to point out, I didn't notice this at first. You have these apps down at the bottom. You can just kind of scroll through. You have SiriusXM, you have Chrome. We're going to take a look at Chrome. I need to connect to the Wi-Fi to do that. You have more of your settings there. You can get more apps. And yeah, EQ, file manager. There's more stuff here. You can customize these buttons, which is real neat. And if you don't want that, you can just keep your weather or your HVAC controls down there, which is pretty cool. So that's that. I'm going to connect to the Wi-Fi off screen or off camera right now. I don't want you guys to see my Wi-Fi password. And then we'll play around some more. All right, we're back and we're connected to Wi-Fi, which you can see up here. This is an Android tablet, so a lot of your stuff that you're gonna do on an Android tablet, like dragging down to get to your settings for the Android side of things, is right there. You can power it off, you can turn your Wi-Fi off, stuff like that. And then you can go over here too and clear out like your apps and stuff, so you can just kind of go through and clean it all up, which is pretty neat. So if those of you that are familiar with Android and Android tablets, that's there. There are additional settings for the actual car interface here. All right, so if you want to go in here and like set your time and everything, you have all sorts of stuff that you can go through. Your audio, you can set your preferences, your levels for everything. I think there are also advanced system settings. If you go in here, you can go to factory settings, and the code is 1660. And there's a whole bunch of other settings. You have to be careful with these ones, but there's a whole bunch of other settings that are in here that you can work through. So that's how you get to your settings. This guy moves. What I wanted to look at was Chrome. So we are on Wi-Fi, as you can see up here. So it's a tablet. We can just go to YouTube and we can just start watching stuff. So like we want to look at the best automotive channel on YouTube, of which you guys are all currently on, by the way. I would just search it up here, and ideally that is us, and it is. So that's pretty cool. You can just go watch videos here, and you just use it like a computer or a tablet, which is pretty neat. So let's go watch the Rambler here on our tablet. Of course, we get an ad that we can hopefully skip here or advance. And look at that. We got the Rambler. What's it look like if we go full screen? How neat. Wi-Fi is probably a little slow out here, being that we're so far away from the router. I mean, we're out in the driveway, so. But look at that. This is so cool. And then, we want to turn it up. Get our audio. You can touch this and move it. So we retain our wheel, our buttons on the steering wheel. You can't see me over here, but I'm hitting them. So that's pretty neat. I really like that you can do that and just come and play in here. What else I feel like I'm missing that I found? I did have some trouble initially with the climate control type stuff. So I was coming in here, and these won't turn on right now because my truck's not on, but my heated seat and steering wheel buttons weren't there. And then I was having trouble adjusting my temperature here. I don't know that you can drag those. You push the hard buttons, but everything else works here as it should. The fan speed and everything. You guys can probably hear that turn up. It works as it should. So that was not initially working, and I was like, I can't find the settings for things, but I had to go over to settings here, and you can actually look online. There is a whole list of, let's see if I can get back here, a whole list of settings that you can change for this under the setting guide. So like car model AC is a big one for literally everything related to HVAC kind of. So you define, based on the stereotype that you have, you define what kind of RAM you have and everything, and there's links out there and PDFs and such for that. But go in here and we can select like what kind of seats we have and heated steering wheel, so everything there works pretty good. So I do not have a factory amp in here. People have asked me if this improves upon the audio quality, and I think it does a little bit. I think there's a little clearer output from this than there is from the factory head unit, but it's nothing super drastic in my opinion. So yeah, there's all sorts of stuff in here. You can change your backgrounds. You can go in here, turn the beep on. So when you touch stuff, it beeps. I hate that, but if you're into that. Oh, I have to save and reboot. I don't want to save and reboot right now because we're recording. But yeah, so there's all sorts of stuff. I don't have a Sirius XM subscription, but if I did, I'd be able to use this guy here. So okay, but that's kind of neat. So it'll load everything. I think I can do the. Well, let me do that one. I don't think it will. I think I need a valid Sirius XM subscription, but this would be so much easier to navigate with just having everything right there in front and center. So I did not look at this. I think we can download, yeah, we can get all sorts of apps. Or this just shows you what apps are there currently. So that makes sense. So we have got our maps, Netflix. If you have Wi-Fi, you can watch Netflix as you drive or whatever. Obviously not advising you do that, but it is an option. Trying to think of other things on here that I have run into. Bluetooth works pretty well. Just like anything else, you got your Bluetooth, you can dial, you can search. You got your contact book. Go to Bluetooth music if you're just trying to play it off of your phone and hit play. So yeah, that's that. All in all, this thing has been working pretty well, and I have not really had any issues. The one thing that was a little different is just routing the external mic to use the phone, but that seems to work well once it's routed. Other things that I can think of, your hazard button is down at the bottom here. You can't see, but you can probably hear my hazards are on. Other than that, it was just a little bit of a learning curve, especially for like these climate things. And when these weren't showing and I wasn't getting any actual controls out of it, I was just kind of like, what the heck's going on here? It's broken, but it wasn't. It was user error and me not reading through the manual. So this is it. This is the Linkswell 12.1 inch T-style. They call it a T-style, so it's like a Tesla style screen. And I like it. The fit and finish on this thing is, seriously, it's like perfect. I can't even really fit a fingernail in there in most spots. You know, some spots I can, but the piano black is a nice finish. It's a little different than the rest of the finish in the truck, but I don't think it really stands out because it's with a glossy screen. The touch feedback on this whole thing has been perfect. Nothing short of perfect. You just touch it and it works. So I had no issues. And like just touching the little stuff is, you know, using the HVAC controls that are actual like soft buttons will take some getting used to. I'm curious if I can touch that. No, you got to touch the buttons, but that's not a big deal. So yeah, and I might be crazy, but even like using this in the climate controls, when I use my heated seat and my steering wheel, I'm pretty sure they got hotter than factory, which is a massive pro in my opinion. But also kind of odd, I think. I don't know that that'll happen for everyone, but I was happy with that. Yeah, I didn't even realize you get the readout of the radio station here too, which is pretty cool. So I think I've kind of hit on everything that I wanted to hit on in this one. I don't know what else to chat about, but if you guys have any questions, definitely post them in the comments below. I really want to thank the guys at Linkswell for sending this out to me. This is pretty neat, and I like it in here. It just brings a whole new feel to the truck, and you really retain everything that you had before, and you even gain some. Like I have Wi-Fi and GPS now that I didn't have before, so that's pretty neat as well. All right, guys, so that's the I got the box here. That's the Linkswell T-style radio, the 5th generation. I want to really seriously thank these guys over at Linkswell. They make a good product here, and it seems to work very well. This looks kind of goofy as I'm holding this. There's not a lot of room in here, but thank you guys for sending that over. I will definitely have the link in the description below. I don't remember if they had a discount code for me. If they do, it will be in the description, but go check their website out. They have open box sales from time to time too, so keep an eye out for that. You can save actually a pretty decent bit of cash on that. So there it is, guys. Again, I've had no issues. If I do run into issues in the future, I will put them in the comments below, what the issue was and what my fix was. If you guys buy this and have issues or have questions, let me know. They do have a lot of informational videos out there. They have PDFs on their website for setting this up and just explaining what goes where in the back of the unit. There are a lot of wires, as you guys saw, and that's just the nature of the beast with, you know, kind of what goes on with head units these days and trucks and everything, and just the infotainment centers. So that's nothing that they could really get around. You have to have all those wires and those adapters for things to work. So that was probably the hardest part, is just kind of figuring out what went where. And I will admit, I kind of tried to do that without the PDF instructions, so it would have been easier had I actually looked at those like I was probably supposed to. But yeah, all in all, if I can figure it out with the PDF instructions, you guys can definitely figure it out with them. And if you can't, for whatever reason, from what I understand, they have pretty good tech support. And if you don't try that, you can also just try commenting on their videos. I see all sorts of responses to questions on their videos on YouTube, and they seem to be pretty responsive. And from what I've seen, people have said that they've reached out to tech support and gotten their answers pretty quickly. So I want to thank Linkswell again for sending this out. I appreciate you guys. This thing is awesome, and it really just changes the way my truck works and appears and everything. So seriously, thank you guys. I appreciate you. I appreciate you sending this out, and thank you. So anyone watching, again, link in the description below. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next video.